we're back on the Morning Brew with Friends, and this is my new friend, Mama Mia. She's here with Paul, the director of the city's Animal Welfare Department. Yeah, turn around for your close-up there, Mama Mia. I'm guessing she's a bulldog, right?
She is. She's what we call a pit mix. We don't really know.
Yeah, she's sweet. Come here, girl. Yeah?
I
don't have any treats. You had some
Dalmatian, and he didn't buy that.
Well, she's certainly got the pretty Dalmatian spots. She's a pretty girl, and she's actually really smart. She's been doing all kinds of tricks for us all morning. She is one of the, how many dogs do you have in the shelter now?
There's probably 300 dogs in the shelter, give or take a few.
And cats?
Cats, about another 150.
So I think it's really cool what you guys do and have the animals in the mall. At the Lucky Paws, because I go by and I'm like, oh, I want to take them all home. Mm-hmm. It's the hardest thing.
It is.
But that's
it's a great outlet for them. They get a lot of visibility.
I'm sure that's probably a place where a lot of them get adopted out.
It is. They don't do quite as much as the shelters because there's just so much more room, so many more animals in the shelter.
Right. Well, I was talking to you about this earlier. I know that it's very important, and you guys are having a sterilization event coming up for the dogs, right?
We actually run.
It's World Spay Day.
Correct, and we actually run a low and moderate income spay neuter clinic year round, funded by the city. The HART ordinance, or the city's rule that says they must be spayed. Right. Funds for part of that, and it's out of the taxpayer dollars that we actually do it for people who cannot afford it.
But it saves tons of money in stray dogs and everything else in the long run.
It does.
Right?
The bigger thing is it's safer for the dogs, healthier. They live longer. They don't run out in front of the car while they're chasing somebody else or being chased. So it is healthier for the animals. You don't have a lot of the cancers.
Oh, really?
Mammary glands, testicular cancer, dogs don't get when they've been spayed or neutered.
Ah, very cool. Well, so I have a big hairy dog, and I take her to the dog park all the time. And there's always, it seems like maybe once a week, somebody shows up with what they call an intact animal.
Yes.
An animal who has not been fixed.
It has not been sterilized.
And all the other dogs go nuts. Yeah. They just can't handle it. And I mean, what do you guys say, and how do we go about, those of us who do go to the dog park, because they're trying to get their dogs exercise too, and
they are.
You don't want to kick somebody out for being nice to their dog, but at the same time they drive everybody nuts.
And what you don't want to do is be confrontational.
Right.
You don't want to run up and put your finger in their chest and say your dog shouldn't be here, you need to fix it.
Right.
If you can approach it as, explain to me why your animal is still intact. Are you a breeder? Mm-hmm. Are you looking to pass on those genes, or are you just trying to let it continue its development physically?
Right.
Because
I hear about you want to get them strong and beefy looking.
Yeah, and if that's what you're at, a lot of the massive breeds even some of the shepherds, the bigger dogs mature slower. So you want to keep that testosterone in the system a little longer so that they can continue to.
Does that make much of a difference, though?
It really doesn't. In the long run, it's all genetics. Oh. It's what mom and daddy look like.
Yeah. But it is an important thing, because the dogs at the dog park, they just go bananas.
Oh, they do. It's a scent.
Right.
It actually is, and everybody knows that dog is still intact. So now we have issues because I have to prove that I'm tougher than you are. Right. And you get some fights going that are pretty nasty.
That has happened at the dog parks, yeah.
Did you hide in?
Overall, the dog parks are the best place, though. They're really great.
They are great. You just need to be careful because everybody needs to be responsible and make sure that your animal is controlled, because if you have one that's either intact or very unruly, a young puppy that wants to come up and knock somebody else over, nobody knows they're playing. Right. So it could get bad.
Right. Well, I know at the shelters you guys have a lot of dogs that all need homes. And how do the dogs come to you guys? Are they generally phone calls and people say there was a stray in the neighborhood?
We get some of that.
Sometimes is it surrenders?
Yes. Unfortunately, we're seeing a lot of owner surrenders where people are bringing them in. And there's a couple of new programs out there to help with that, to keep them from coming in that way. ASPCA is sponsoring one where we actually are able to pay for rent deposits in apartments. We're able to pay for a limited vet care. We're able to come put a fence up for you if your dog keeps getting out. And so it's really a neat way to help you keep your dog, because most people want to keep them.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just a matter of, I can't now, moving into an apartment, it doesn't allow dogs. Right. And now we have an issue. Right. So yeah, we get a lot that are that way, and we try to get them to tell us the truth, all the good and bad about the dog, so we can place them in the appropriate home. Right. Yeah, you don't want to place a dog if somebody says it's good with cats and it's really not good with cats. Yeah, that does not end well. Right. But we just the strays are, again, the bulk of them. This little girl was a stray. She had puppies with her when she came in. Somebody had allowed her to have the puppies and just left them.
Oh.
The puppies were all adopted, and what we end up with are the mommies.
Oh, yeah.
Who are not cute and cuddly.
This one
but
is.
they're adorable.
This
you know?
one's best,
They're
Mama
wonderful.
Mia. So how do you name them? Because I'll tell you a quick story. My dog, she's a rescue, and her name today is Fozzie Bear.
Okay.
But when I rescued her, her name was Hugs.
Okay.
Which, you know, sounds like a great shelter
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
And Hugs sounds like this really great dog name. Until you go to the dog park and your dog is running around and you yell, Hugs, come here, Hugs! And you just can't yell that.
And the police show up.
Yes, it's not a common, it's not the thing you want to just start yelling in the dog park. And so I had to rename her as soon as I got her. So how do you guys come up with names like Mama Mia or whatever else? Is
a
there
lot
like
of it-
somebody, you have like a dog dictionary? And you
Well,
start-
no, but what we try to do is we'll pick like a movie that's coming out. There's a new one coming out for dogs. It has animated dog characters.
Oh.
So we'll name them after that because people can identify with that. I go, oh yeah.
Right.
The conventional wisdom is 2 names, Mama Mia.
Mama Mia.
If that doesn't get them adopted in a short while, you might change it because people identify with that name.
Right, right.
And they just are trying desperately to find something that means something to them.
Right, absolutely.
But no, there's really no reason. It's just a matter of the intake person gets that dog, or maybe the officer brings it in.
And they said this one looks like a...
So it's a mama.
Right.
You know, Mama Mia. It was playing on the radio. Who knows?
Right. Well, so there are programs now for spaying and neutering.
Yes.
And dogs available all the time.
All the time. This upcoming weekend, we have a leap year event. Have the animals leap out of the shelter. Anything 6 months or older is $4.
Really?
Because it's a 4-year leap year. It's supposed to be good luck.
Right.
You know, so we're hoping that people will just come in and find the right dog for them. We have a great staff who can help you identify what's good for you. If you live in an apartment, you want an older, calmer dog.
People, I live in an apartment, and people forget that like there are tons of dogs that
Sure there are.
love to hang out in an apartment, love to hang out on your laps all day long.
That's right.
Okay, we'll
That's
be back
right.
in a couple of seconds in the Morning Brew with friends. Mama Mia, come here, girl. Oh, she's finding stuff to sniff over here. She's
laying down. She's called settling.
She's lying down and getting comfortable here on the set. Maybe she'll just hang out with us all morning.
She will.
We'll be back in a couple of minutes in the Morning Brew with
She's
friends.
a good girl.